Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking closely at some ideas from Kenton Patterson.
Right, from his piece on Future Tech Wise, Fuel Your Passion, Build Your Legacy.
Exactly. And what really caught our eye, and I think it probably resonates with a lot of you listening, is how he speaks directly to dreamers, the doers and the believers.
People looking for what really matters, what makes a life meaningful.
Yeah, people like you tuning in, I suppose. You're here to get knowledge, to understand things more deeply.
Absolutely. So our mission, if you will, for this deep dive isn't just to summarize. We want to really dig into the core insights Patterson offered.
And insights on how to, find and really embrace your passions.
Find them, embrace them, connect them to purpose, and then ultimately how that builds a legacy that actually, means something.
Okay, so we'll unpack his ideas on fueling passion first, the discovery, the embracing it, finding purpose.
And then we'll shift to the building your legacy part, positive impact, that lasting impression he talks about. We'll hit the key questions and some memorable lines too.
Sounds good. So Patterson kicks things off, saying that real breakthroughs, they start with the heart, not just a business plan.
Which is a pretty strong opening, especially, in the tech context he often writes in.
Right. It puts that internal drive, that passion, front and center, like it's the real power source.
And the first step he points to is self-discovery, getting to know yourself.
What's interesting is how immediately he turns the focus inward. It's kind of countercultural, isn't it? We often look for external validation.
Totally. And he gives you these questions to mull over, like what sets your soul on fire?
What activities make you lose track of time?
Or what challenges excite you rather than drain you? These aren't just casual thoughts.
No, they're meant to get you digging deeper, right? To find those core motivators.
Exactly. And it's not about finding some perfectly formed passion and just sitting there waiting.
Right. He really emphasizes that it's often uncovered, sort of hidden within your natural talents or your curiosities.
The things you genuinely care about. He lists examples, tech, art, teaching, building things, helping people.
Such a wide range, which makes the point that passion isn't this single defined thing. It looks different for everyone.
Very true. And I think this is key. Patterson stresses you don't need to have it all figured out today.
Yeah, that takes the pressure off, doesn't it?
It really does. The important thing is just starting to explore, beginning that internal dig.
He puts it nicely. Passion isn't found. It's uncovered. I like that.
Me too. It feels more active, more empowering somehow.
Okay, so let's say you've started uncovering those sparks. What's next in Patterson's view?
Well, then he urges you to go all in, to really commit to it.
But he's realistic. He asks, will it be easy? And the answer's clearly no.
Definitely not. But right after that, he asks, will it be worth it? And that's a resounding absolutely.
So acknowledging the challenge, but affirming the value.
Precisely. It acknowledges that pursuing something you're truly passionate about, well, it demands things.
Like what? Commitment, obviously.
Commitment, time, energy, real focus, and perseverance when things get tough.
But the payoff, the reward he talks about, it's living a life with more authenticity.
Authenticity, and direction, and just more joy, fundamentally.
And there's a connection he makes to resilience that I found interesting. He says passion fuels persistence.
That makes sense. It provides that inner strength when, just sheer motivation starts to fade.
It really does click, right? When you care deeply about something, you're just more likely to push through the hard stuff.
Absolutely. And he has that quote, your passion is your power. When you honor it, you ignite your potential.
That's a powerful framing. Your passion is your power source.
It is. And that actually leads us right into the next vital piece, finding purpose.
Okay, so how does purpose fit in?
Well, Patterson argues that passion becomes truly transformational when you link it to something bigger than yourself.
So it's not just about personal enjoyment anymore.
It can be, but purpose gives it a mission. It connects your personal energy to, say, a cause or a larger goal.
So purpose is like the why behind the what you're passionate about.
Exactly. He suggests it's what helps you, navigate the tough times, bounce back from failure.
Keeps you grounded in why you started.
Keeps you grounded. And he gives examples like improving lives through your work, innovating solutions, maybe uplifting your community.
Ways your personal drive makes a difference beyond just you.
Precisely. And Patterson believes this combination, this fusion of passion and purpose, well, he calls it an unstoppable force.
Unstoppable. Okay. So it moves from personal satisfaction towards making a real contribution.
Yeah, and that sets up the second big idea perfectly, building your legacy.
Now, legacy. That word often makes you think of something way down the line, right? What you leave behind when you're gone.
That's the traditional view. But Patterson flips that a bit. He says, legacy isn't just what you leave behind, it's what you build today.
Okay, I like that. That makes it much more present,
Yeah.
actionable.
It really does shift the focus, doesn't it? Suddenly, your daily choices, your actions right now, how you use your voice, that's all part of building it.
It's not some distant goal. It's happening now.
Exactly. And he suggests that when you're operating from that place of passion, you naturally sort of radiate energy. It influences people.
How so? Through inspiration, maybe?
Inspiration, teaching, leadership, just by being authentically engaged in what you do.
And he gives examples of making a positive impact that aren't just like huge world-changing things, right?
Right. It could be your career, sure, but also causes you support, mentoring someone, even just, heartfelt innovation in whatever you do.
It feels more accessible that way, not just for CEOs or famous people.
Definitely. And that ties into his quote, your legacy begins with the lives you touch along the way. It's about human connection.
That really reframes it. Okay, so positive impact today. What else about legacy?
He talks about leaving a lasting impression, and he argues the true measure isn't, money or awards.
What is then?
It's about the qualities you embody. He mentions kindness, courage, and contribution.
Kindness, courage, contribution. Those are deep values.
They are. And then he hits you with more reflective questions. What do you want to be remembered for?
Oof, that's a big one.
Yeah. And what story do you want others to tell when they speak your name?
Wow. That really makes you stop and think about your influence long term.
It does. It reinforces that legacy isn't some future thing you plan for later. It's being shaped right now.
In our daily interactions, the projects we choose.
The way we choose to live intentionally. He uses this lovely analogy.
Oh, yeah.
Legacy is planting seeds in a garden you may never see, but know will flourish.
That's beautiful. Contributing to something bigger, even if you don't see the final outcome.
Exactly. It's about that long-term contribution.
So, pulling it all together then, Patterson's core message really seems to be, don't ignore your passion. It's the most authentic part of you.
Absolutely. Don't trade it away for, external expectations or pressures.
And when you manage to align that passion with purpose, it's not just about success in the usual sense.
No, it's about real fulfillment, true thriving, and maybe just as importantly, leaving the world a little bit better.
Which leads to his final call to action, which is pretty direct.
Very direct. He tells the reader, tells you, so take the leap, start the journey, fuel your passion, build your legacy.
And then he adds, the world is waiting for what only you can bring. Quite inspiring.
It is. And his sign-off really encapsulates it. Stay future-ready, stay purpose-driven, stay wise.
Wise words.
Yeah.
So, thinking about all this, it leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener.
Yeah, reflecting on everything Patterson suggests, maybe consider what's just one small step, one concrete thing you could do, maybe even today.
To explore a passion more, or maybe to embrace one you already know about.
Exactly. And then think, how might that one small action, however tiny it seems now, actually contribute to the kind of legacy you want to build over time?
Something to chew on. A great place to leave it.